Okay, now we're going to put our collards in our pot. And I've got one of these pots right here. And in the bottom of it, I've got some, it's called bacon up or something. If you can get it. But anyway, I'm going through my collards. And what I've done is this. I bought bags of collards, okay? Because the collards that were in the grocery store, they didn't look so good. They didn't look fresh, and I want some good ones. So I'm just putting these in. I'm gonna cook these down. And what I do sometimes, if they've got a big old stem like that, and I know that's got a lot of fiber in it, and I need to be eating it, but I just don't like the stems. I just want these pretty leaves. And collards are really high, so very high in nutrition. So what I do is I just take my collards and I pour them in here in a bag, in a bowl. And I'll show you what I mean. Some of the stems are huge. They just don't cut them like I cut them. Like that one right there. Look at this one, how big. Look at that thing they've stuck in there. That's as big as a celery stalk. And I'm going to put all my collards in here. And then I'm going to put a huge onion, maybe 2 onions, on the top and let them cook in with the collards. And it gives such a good flavor. If you've got your bacon grease in there, if you don't want to use bacon grease, see, there's just one there. You can use olive oil, but don't put a lot. And we're going to cook it with a top on it. And it's going to be for lunch, and I'm going to cook some pork with it. I'll show y'all that when I get to it. I want to get my collards on first, and then I'll do my pork. And everything. All right, so anyway, so I'm just going to continue doing this. And we got some bacon grease in the bottom. I'm going to put onions all over it. And I'm going to put my top over this. And I'm going to slowly, it's kind of like smother frying it because I'm not putting water in there. But I'm going to stir it often. And it's going to be delicious. It's going to be good, y'all. And I'll be back in a minute. We'll do our meat. Right now, I'm going to put my onion over the top of this. And so I've got them cut up, and you don't have to cut them up real small, real big, or just however you want to do it. It doesn't matter. Now I'm going to put some more collards in. And I'll just keep doing this. And you know, onions are really juicy. So all that juice is going to go down in there with that bacon grease or olive oil, whichever you want to use, and it's going to really season it up good. I'm going to put a little salt in it in just a little bit. I've got on my weights today, y'all. See my leg right here? These are weights that go around my legs, so when I'm working in the house, I don't have a lot of time to do a lot of walking in the neighborhood, so to speak. And so I put these on my legs, and I'm walking back and forth in the house and doing all this stuff. I'm getting exercise all day long, and that helps, y'all. Okay, to go with our collards today, what I did is I took some pork loin. Well, no, it's not pork loin. It's Boston butt. And I cut it up into pieces, and they're bite sizes. I'm going to stir fry this real quickly. And that's going to be our meats to go with it. And all I'm going to put on it is some salt, pepper, and I may put just a tad of Cajun. I'm not positive, but that's kind of what I'm thinking. So I'm just going to sprinkle a little salt on there. Not much. And some pepper. A lot. And I'm going to toss it in here. I'm not going to flour it or anything like that today. I'm just going to leave it like this. And maybe just a tad of Cajun. And I've got me a black skillet right here. It's with a taller kind. And I've got a little bit of olive oil in there. You can see there's not much. And when it gets close to the time for the collards to be done, I'm just going to let this sit out and get room temperature. Because if it's room temperature, it fries better than if it's cold. So I and I just got it out of the refrigerator. So I've got it all cut up. I cut it up with a chopping block, and I've already washed my chopping block, and we're gonna make us some cornbread. And in the oven, I made some. I've got something on my shirt. I think it's Clorox. I think it's Clorox. But anyway, I'm gonna make us some cornbread, and in the oven, I just fixed some baked beans to go with it. So we're gonna have pork loin. Boston butt stir fried, collards, baked beans, and cornbread. That's what we're having for lunch today. And Hannah's coming, and Cape is coming. And Hannah asked me to eat with her last night, but I just didn't want to. I didn't want to. But the night before last, I did eat with her. She had a great meal. She did rice, and then she did little steak fingers cut up, and she just fried those real quickly. And she had all this stuff to go on it. Like she had cut corn off the cob and had a little bowl of that. She had tomatoes and sauteed onions and peppers and all this stuff. So you put your rice in your little bowl first. Well, it wasn't a little bowl. She had big bowls out for us. Put your rice in. Then you put all your whatever you want. Your little steak, your mushrooms, your whatever she had cooked. The corn, put it all on there. And she had lettuce. And then you put a topping over that, some kind of sauce that she had out there. And that was our supper. It was all in one big bowl, and it had everything in it. And it was so good. She's a really good cook, and I eat over there quite a bit. Mostly at night, because that's when her whole family's there. She doesn't usually cook lunch, unless it's on Saturday or something. She usually cooks a big meal at night, and that's when I go. And I usually cook at lunch, because I don't cook a big meal at night unless somebody's coming. All right, I love y'all, and I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, y'all, it's time to make our little cornbread. What I'm using is White Lily cornmeal mix right here, and it says buttermilk. It's got the scarecrow on it, so you'll be able to remember that. But anyway, I've got me in here probably a cup and a half, something like that. I never measure it actually, and I don't measure my buttermilk either, but I'm gonna pour me some in, and we'll see how it turns out. I've got my skillet over here on the stove trying to get it hot. You don't have to do that. You can put it in a cold skillet if you grease it good. All this is cornmeal, buttermilk, and I'm gonna put in 1 egg. You don't even have to put the egg if you don't have it, or if you're allergic to eggs, you don't have to put it. Sometimes I put it, sometimes I don't. And you stir it up real good. I've got my oven set on 400. I've got my baked beans in there cooking. And we're going to have some cornbread. I know y'all don't usually have cornbread with baked beans, y'all, but it's so good. I've got on the table over here, I've got some pepper jelly set out and all that. Turned y'all off for a second. I had grease all over the phone. Okay, you want to really stir it up good. Don't just barely do it. Give it a good stir. We'll put just a tad more, not much. That's a plenty. Now I'm going to let y'all see the consistency, and then we're going to pour it in our hot skillet. And then we're going to put it in the oven. I just called Hannah just then. I said, look, I don't have any more pepper sauce. I'm out. She loves pepper sauce with her collards. But look at all the black skillets on my stove. Can you believe that? We're going to cook the meat in that one. That's what I fry stuff in. That's for collards. And now the cornbread's going in here. Right there. All right, so my skillet is hot. And this is the consistency. And I'm going to pour it in, and then I'm going to pop it in the oven. And make sure you get all of it. That'll be another serving. Of course, my chickens, Hannah's chickens gets what, after a day or two, they get it. All right, now let's put this in the oven. See how it's kind of bubbling around it? real good. This is my cornbread skillet. And for those of you who don't know, let me say this. I'm going to take my baked beans out. I'm sure they're done. For those of you who don't know, you're supposed to have one skillet that is just for cornbread and nothing else. Because if you fry something in your cornbread skillet, let's say you're going to have some sausage or you're going to have some bacon or whatever, a pork chop. If you fry that in that cornbread skillet and then you try to make cornbread, it's going to stick every single time. And that's why your grandmother guarded her cornbread skillet and everybody knew not to dare touch it. Or she would have a fit. Okay. Whew. My grandmother made lots of cornbread. She loved it. All right, we're fixed to fry our meat up now. Let me get my skillet hot. I want to get it hot. Okay, let's start frying our meat. Our skillet is hot. You don't want to put too much in there at a time, because if you do, it'll get watery. You want to fry it fast. Turn it back on. Turn it off because it's getting too hot. You just want it one layer thick. This will be real good with our... Uh-oh, I dropped one down in there. Let's see if I can get it out. This is a Boston butt. So you people in Boston, have y'all ever heard of a Boston butt? Alright, I've got it on high, and I'm going to cook it on high. I'll fix to stir it once it gets brown on one side. I'm going to put some barbecue sauce on the table in case anybody wants to have that with this. Okay, we're going to brown it on one side. Okay, I think it's brown enough on that side, so I'm going to stir it to the other side, making sure it's all turned over. And when this gets cooked, which is not going to take but just another minute or two, we'll put in some more, okay? Get my bowl out. Let's take it up, drain it, put it on a paper towel. And it's still got enough grease in here that I don't have to add any. We cook this so fast. This would be really good over rice, y'all. I don't have any today, but it would be good over it. Remember, just a single layer. Don't double it up. You could put barbecue sauce over this, or make you some kind of really good sandwich out of it. Ooh, it's hot. If you wanted to. And it's a quick way to cook it when it's hot weather like this, because I've got my oven on and it isn't a good thing. I could have cooked cornbread on top of the stove today, but I didn't. I cooked it in the stove. I've got our pepper jelly on the table over there. Okay, get this side up. See how I got it in a single layer? And I've got the table set. I'm fixing to fix something to drink. I picked these little flowers. Y'all had given me the seeds to these, and I planted them, and aren't they pretty? I've got pickled okra, little green onions, butter, and pepper jelly to go on our cornbread. And I've got some blackberry jelly too that I'm going to use. And I like blackberry jelly on my cornbread. In the olden days, people, I know y'all can't hear for that vent. In the olden days, people put syrup on their cornbread. So cornbread's good any way you slice it. Okay, that meat is done, and we're going to pick up the last of it. There's that much left. Spread it out. And that is a lot of Boston puffs. That's not the whole thing. When you buy one of those, if you cook it in the oven, I mean, it will feed a crowd. All right, and so we're waiting on our cornbread. Okay, let's take out our cornbread. Here it is. Let me turn you around where you can see the other side of it. That's the kind I like to put up. I'm gonna pop it out. Hopefully it'll come out, y'all. And it did. It is good and crunchy. Good and crunchy. Here it is. I like mine brown like that. Some people like theirs just kind of light brown. I want mine crunchy. Hear that? It's good. It's good in buttermilk. It's good in pot liquor. It's good with these collards. Y'all have a great day. And here's my baked beans. Y'all didn't even see those, did you? There they are. They're ready. So today we're having collards and baked beans and Boston butt cut in little pieces and cornbread and pickled okra and pepper jelly. It's gonna be good, y'all. Y'all cook you some of these things. All this is real food. It's real food. It's real meat. It's real beans. It's real collards. It's real cornmeal. You can't beat it. Quit eating out of boxes and cook you something good. Love y'all. Bye-bye.